We had it all in this game. Defensive breakdowns, offensive line failures, continued penalties. Out of all of that stuff, you still had an opportunity to win this game 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and you failed all of them. No business losing to the Tennessee Titans. They shouldn't even be thinking about playoffs right now. They got too much to fix. The inconsistencies that continue. C.J. Stroud is not even playing himself. How many errant throws, bad throws, he's going to keep putting out there? Missed opportunities on first downs. You had it all. Turnovers. You got DeMeco Ryans on the sideline looking puzzled. Puzzled with little less of emotion on offense. Defense, different story. Defense made plays, but it wasn't consistent. They had some breakdowns. They gave up big touchdowns. They went over the 21-point threshold we talk about. Yeah, this is a tough one. We're just waiting on DeMeco Ryans, and I'm pretty sure C.J. Stroud going to add his bit. But, man, I tell you, if you're a Houston Texans fan, you got aspirations of going to the playoffs, getting deep, fighting for a Super Bowl, you're very disappointed. In the last few weeks, even though some might came in the wins. But you know better than I know, this is not going to fly in the playoffs. Here go DeMeco Ryans.
Moment late in the game after the CJ had been called for that safety where cameras kind of caught you, your eyes were wide. I was just wondering what you were thinking in that moment after that play.
It's a disappointing loss for us. We didn't do anything well enough to win this game. Out of all the positives that we did have, there were way too many negatives, right? Too many negative plays, right? We score, we get a penalty, we get touchdowns called back, get penalties on special teams. Just way too many negative plays defensively, like unexplainable, right? Explosives for touchdowns. It's just, we didn't play good across the board, and that starts with me, obviously. And we weren't ready to go as a team, so that starts with me.
I know all losses are frustrating, but what's the most frustrating part? Just come out the field. What do you think about that? What's the most frustrating part about this loss?
The most frustrating part about it is, out of all the bad things that happened, we still had a chance to win and finish the game, right? Everything that could go wrong, it went wrong, but we still had a chance there, to tie it up, and finish the game, but we didn't.
The second half scoring's been an issue for a few weeks now. It was an issue again today. What's kind of left to try to maybe get that going? And has there been a constant that you've seen from some of those issues?
Yeah, the first thing is we have to create positive plays, right? Too many times, whether it's run or pass, we have a negative play, which it just kills our drive. So first thing first, how can we sustain positive plays and build drives? Too many drives, we're stalled out before we can even get started.
A lot of the things that we've all asked or you've replied with kind of the issues throughout the entire year. How come a lot of the little things have been so persistent in holding you guys back from reaching the potential that you guys do have?
Yeah, again, we have to be able to finish games, and that's been an emphasis of ours, is going out and finishing. And, we did it. We didn't execute. We didn't finish the right way. And you can put that on me first.
Coach, you guys lost the last 2 one-score games. Is there a growing concern right now that you guys just need more from the offense?
The concern for me is we need to play complementary football, right? We play complementary football, we win games. When we don't, we're not relying on one side, right, to carry the entire team. So whatever happens, our offense gave us enough points to win the game. So that starts with the defense. We didn't do enough to stop them. We didn't stop the run, and we didn't run the ball well. And we gave up way too many points on defense. So our offense did plenty. They gave us enough points. And defense, we had to be able to stop them.
There's been a couple of short situations this year where you guys have gone up tempo. What goes into the decision-making process to maybe get up to the line of scrimmage as quickly? Is that something that you're talking about with Bobby before that happens?
Yeah, that's part of our strategy, depending on the game. So there's sometimes we use it to catch teams, subbing or to catch teams off guard.
You kind of mentioned this a second ago, the inability to run the football today. What were the problems? Was it just finding open creases? Was it Tennessee's defensive line? What went into the issues up front?
Yeah, again, it starts with their defensive line. They're a really good front, right? Really good front. We knew that going into the game, but it doesn't matter. Every front is good. You gotta own the line of scrimmage. So you have to be able to control line of scrimmage and run the ball. We didn't. We had too many negative plays in the running game. And defensively, we didn't set the edge well, and the ball got outside a ton, and we didn't tackle well. So all of those mistakes are the making for a pretty bad run defense.
We've got time for a few more.
Well, D'Amico, obviously, it's real easy to see the bad things that happen, but you did have a couple of good things, and one of them was Chris Boyd recovering the fumble on that muff punt.
Yeah, a lot of positive things happen. I mean, for us to get the turnover we talked about throughout the week for special teams, create a turnover, we did that. Defensively, to get a pick six, get 8 sacks in the game. It was a lot of really good things that happened, for our team. But the negatives just right now just outweigh the positives. So, our guys continue to do good things, but we have to string it together to where we can finish and celebrate those positives right after the game.
To that point, kind of just touch on there, but how do you assess a performance like that when you do have 8 sacks and 3 turnovers, one that goes for a score, but also ultimately not being able to get it done and defensively can have any points?
Yeah, how I assess it is at the end of the day, it's not good enough, right? At the end of the day, we're trying to finish the game with a win, no matter how that looks, and we came up short.
I think there was one point in the third quarter where you all were trying to figure out whether to punt or go for it. What happened there?
Nothing happened. I decided to punt the football.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right.
There you have it, D'Amico Ryans. Frustrated. Semi-peed off, but he won't show it too much. But he said one telling thing. Offense did score enough points to win the ball game. Defense just have to make stops, which they made stops, but it wasn't consistent the whole game. They made key stops. They turned the football over, got some interceptions, got fumbles on special teams, but they gave up big plays. That's the difference. They stopped and kept everything tight, all in the middle, but they allowed breakouts. Those breakouts turn to points, puts pressure on your offense. Next thing you know, CJ Stroud has to make plays multiple times. Offensive line is not holding up. And what you have, you get sacks, you get hurries, you get interceptions. CJ Stroud didn't look himself in this game. Like I said, a lot of off balls he was throwing. A lot of little missed opportunities. And he threw 2 picks. Unfortunate. You can't lose ball games like this. That's what it comes down to. In your division, this team was dead in the water. They're not going anywhere. They've been pitiful the whole season. And you have them in your backyard and you don't get up and you don't take care of business. That is disappointing. This late in the season. And not only that, you're supposed to be making a lot of noise when you get to that playoffs. Fight for a Super Bowl. Because the Titans are not the Baltimore Ravens. The Titans are not the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Titans are not the Buffalo Bills. The Titans are not the 49ers. You have problems with this team, you won't have a shot with the other. Here's CJ Stroud.
First, I just want to thank Jesus for this opportunity to play in the NFL, playing on Sunday. And Just very grateful to him of being my savior. I mean, the first one couldn't really see much. Try to put it in the window, and we just weren't on the same page, and can't do that right there. That's giving them points, which ultimately led us to lose. And then the second
Somebody
one,
needed to
just
hit
kinda put it a
defrost
little
on
higher.
that window, if that's the window he was throwing through.
If I get it to him, Nico has a lot of space to run. So just two mistakes that I made that can't happen.
Well, CJ, obviously, you had a lot of good things happen today, but where do you think the biggest struggle comes in offensively in the second half recently?
You can point a lot of places, but I always point at myself. I'm the leader of the offense. I got to get us rolling, get our rhythm, and we got to find a better way to end the first half better, start the second half better, and that's ultimately starts with me and taking care of the football and getting into a rhythm, run the ball well, getting us into the right reads, the right looks. So. I would just say that's why. I mean, that's how we're going to get better. It's just I got to be better.
CJ, going in, you have one more game for the bye week. How do you make sure that you guys get back on course, go into that bye week fully healthy to be able to come back out for the final 4 games of the regular season?
Got to practice really hard. Got to be really on each other. Everybody has to look themselves in the mirror and try to get things fixed. So that'll be the plan for this week. Practicing, getting better. Personally, I got to get better. As a team, we have to get better. Trying to go to Jacksonville and get a dub before bye week.
CJ, is there ever a sense of how we're in this position again when you face some of these second and third and longs that feel like have been consistent for a few weeks now? As they were wondering, how does this happen again?
I know he was taking accountability, but you don't want this to start to seem like it's scripted, to where you're getting used to saying these things, because now it just seems like you're reading it off the paper. No emotion, just taking blame. We got to get better. You don't want to do that every week. Don't want to do that every week.